Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again so much for joining me here. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Quick look here at Phantom, seeing what's going on. We're going to double check a few key factors. It's actually looking like it wants to take off here, but we're going to make sure we educate ourselves before we jump into a trade blindly, right? Because you want to understand some back-end things as well as just big picture if you're going to be successful with trading. So if you want to become a little more successful yourself, you can jump on over to our Trading University Academy. Basically, I have trade signals as well, of course. Pretty solid little situation here. We've got a nice AVAX trade here, 37% in 2 days. That's a 5x leverage trade. Filecoin, I think it's a 6x leverage trade to the downside. That's a short, 60% in 3 days. And of course, previous AVAX long, 108 in 8 days. So these are nice little profits here recently. Oh, minus SCI, we also took an SCI long, 93% in 8 days too. So once more, low leverage, low position size is king. We're able to survive the ebbs and flows of the market and not get totally destroyed. So if you're tired of getting destroyed, cryptocash.tech is the site link down below if you're curious. Let's see here. So last 7 days of trading, what are we doing here? Well, let's see. This is a 7-day look back. This is liquidation levels, basically. This is where liquidation levels are specifically hedged at, right? So we can kind of see that really close to this $1 mark, like 99.5 cents, is a very strong amount of liquidation. Same thing down as low as about 72 or 60 cents. There's a range there. But the key takeaway here is that roughly $1 is going to be that next area of consideration for the price action to go, because there's so much liquidation there that the whales can't help themselves. They just have to destroy accounts. It's just kind of what they do, and it really gives them a lot of money in the long run. So we could very well see this $1 mark retested. Keep in mind, price action is pulling back here substantially. There's a decent chance that we could see a retracement, but we have a lot of confirming factors too. Let's verify a few things before we jump in, okay? So let's see. What's the daily time frame looking like? Well, like most coins that are overextended like this, they're still looking bullish. Okay, there's no other way around it. We're above all moving averages, still looking very strong. Look at this volume profile. This excludes, like, there's more people buying in now at 80 cents or higher than there was people buying at 30 to 40 cents. That is outrageous. You don't really see that in most cases. A lot of times these channels here will provide a lot of support, and we see the most support here now based on volume at 80 cents or higher. So one can presume the price should continue upwards because there's so much volume at this exact price point that the likelihood of it dropping is very low. And you can see here as well, we got a pretty strong amount of volume accumulation here, and it's looking pretty strong. So does that mean you short this coin because it's overextended? Heck no. That means you want to wait and pause and pump the brakes and not jump into a short without confirmation. We got confirmation on an ICP short recently here, looking pretty strong, but on the same accord, there's different strategies you want to apply. You want to understand how or why I might be considering a short in that coin, double check my video I just released here. But the truth here is we got a MACD convergence here, potentially bouncing, or MACD-FU, if you will, where the price action should diverge, but it may not because we have a tremendous amount of volume. Again, money flowing into this coin is extremely high. Even though it's tapering off here a little bit, it's still very, very high. We got our second stochastic swing to the upside that carries more weight than the first. Solid chance we're going to see a break through this level here. We got this 0.382 fib level, roughly at about 88 cents and a half, 88.5, or basically just say round number 90 cents for the 1-day candlestick closure. So if you're curious about what I'm talking about here, we can see the price action 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days out of 6 trying to break that level and hasn't yet. With a large amount of liquidity up there at about that $1 mark, I think there's a solid chance we're going to see the price shoot up here. It just looks pretty good. Again, this is the macro. The micro and midterm must tell us the same thing in order to get confirmation. So quickly to note here, we're over 50 on the RSI. Money flow index is high, and stochastic is still swinging up. Okay, so we got a strong consideration for the price going up. Once more, we're looking pretty good. We're seeing this higher high and higher low pattern. In fact, why don't we just go ahead and draw out a little candlestick here, or more so trend line based on candlesticks, and kind of just pay attention to that. Okay, again, that's going to align itself likely with the 20-day SMA, and it's just a standard protocol for confirmation. We're above all moving averages on the daily. Same thing with the 4-hour. That's a very positive sign. Does it mean the price cannot drop below that? No, it just implies we have a ton of support in this range, and that's a very positive sign. All the more reason to consider the price is going to probably go up before it goes down. Okay, that's generally the consensus. But the truth is we're looking pretty good here. Solid convergence in the MACD. So 4 hours looking extremely bullish, and I see no reason to be betting against this coin. Hourly time frame. Let's see what we got here. You know where I'm going with this. We're going to check the cloud to confirm we are on the right side of tracks here above all moving averages, as well as the lagging span being somewhat intersecting with the price action. So this is interesting how this happens sometimes. It's because the way that the price has progressed here in this upward or ascending type of channel. So the truth is that this isn't like a super massive confirming factor, but it's a very positive one. We got this previous day close here at about 90 cents that we discussed here previously. Closing above that level here today would be very, very positive. We're above the conversion line, over the baseline, and we're over the cloud here. So again, this is just reaffirming some things here. Look at it. Let's zoom out here again. We saw this strong amount of volume profile between 80 and 82 cents. We have a previous day close we're trying to close above, and we also got the cloud here as well. So there's like 9 out of 10 reasons here why a long position is much more viable than a short position. Okay. Now again, Bitcoin dumps, we could see a very solid correction here from this coin. In fact, we're kind of expecting that to happen here. If you look at Bitcoin, it's kind of pulling up, but trying to pull back too. It's a very odd place for Bitcoin right now. So I would recommend waiting for confirmation on the daily candlestick here just to confirm we're in good shape here. But the general consensus is that Bitcoin is looking mostly bearish. Okay. We have some glimmers of hope here, but the truth is I think we're going to see Bitcoin pull back in the relative near future. That's generally what I've extracted from that, right? When we look at this and we compare that with FTM, FTM is looking very good, but all the more reason why you want to be careful just to jump into a long position. I would say wait for the closure at 89 cents or higher today to give us that confirmation and confidence taking the trade in the right direction. But again, most qualities here from FTM are bullish, and we're looking pretty solid in the overall sense. So me, when I see those things, I gravitate a little bit more towards long positions, of course. There's zero reason to take a short. There's that. But on top of that, depending on how Bitcoin behaves here today, we're going to see the price action of FTM likely go up. Okay. The only invalidation we would have is if FTM closes down below this 0.5 fib level at about 85 cents. That could spell further downside, because at that point we'd probably be below 50 in the RSI on the 4-hour, and we'd have a situation where we're breaking tentatively bearish. But again, that's not going to happen for another 12 to 24 hours, if at all. Okay. So between now and then, pay attention to Bitcoin and see how it behaves. We get a closure at about 67.6 or 67.5 or higher from Bitcoin, we could very well see further upside. That's kind of what I'm looking for here today. Okay? But truth is, market's not fantastic, and this is one of the few coins that's doing well. So I would just recommend being very cautious and careful shorting this coin, even though it does seem kind of like a juicy target. It is establishing higher highs and higher lows, so it's a very, very good situation overall. Okay? So I hope that you learned something here today. If you want to become, again, better trader at cryptocash.tech is a site, link down below, and come join awesome members of our trading community. We've got FTM added to this exchange as well. Bitunix is the exchange that we use as a community, mainly because they offer no KYC or VPN for our US Canadian members. We have a lot of them over in this side of the world, right? Even if you're not there, phenomenal exchange, highly recommend using them. Link down below for that. I would recommend registering for this trading competition too. We get 30 members here to register. We get a nice solid amount of trading bonus available for you. So check that out in your own time. Thank you so much again for watching. I hope you learned something today, and we look forward to working with you. Have a good rest of your day. Thanks again for your time.